Guys, just connecting. Man, it's been a week. Uh, a good week. I've been trying to get some rest. Oh, all messed up. I've been just trying to get some rest, trying to get some relaxation. I've been getting a lot of good meditation too. Just going on walks, sitting down, playing a little TFT, a little Valo. But I did feel really encouraged to get back into it today. Um, I do want to say I have been getting a lot of really cool uh, suggestions on YouTube. Uh, Not like from other people, but well, not directly, but like just other people posting. Like I've noticed a lot of other people just posting. Um, oh, really cool videos. Like it's funny because like I never remembered seeing all these like well I guess I just wasn't looking really, but all of a sudden nowadays it's like I'm seeing a lot of like spiritual teachings that are just it seems a lot more like innocent and heartfelt, and a lot of them are really inspiring, to be honest. That being said, why don't we go ahead and start off with prayer? Because I'm all over the place. After this whole week, I don't even know where to start. So why don't we start with some prayer? Dear Lord, thank you once again for this opportunity, this time to grow with you and to develop our relationship with you further, and for allowing us to share your word and your story of your love for us and all that you want for us, so that we might have a greater family in your love. Through Jesus' mighty name, amen. But yeah, I know we are still I think we're on Exodus 20. And I'm not too familiar with what's going on right now, but I do remember that there was a ton that had previously went down. And I probably am gonna have a lot less 1 week breaks because it feels like it's easier to keep the whole story together if I'm just like, taking even day by day. Like I would love to do this every day, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some weeks where I'm just on every day. But there could also be the opposite. Like I'm realizing that uh, ministering to people, you have to be incredibly flexible. Like not only with your own life, but with other people's, because um, and it's like it's funny because the last thing that I want to do is like go out and talk to people in real life, but I think God is calling me to do that somehow, in some way. So I'm not sure when or how, but I do know that it's gonna happen. Because, well, you know what? I'm not even gonna say it's going to happen, but I think if it did happen, it's not like a bad thing, and I'm not as intimidated about it as I might have been in the past, primarily because of just doing this. I think that's a great place to start off with our first chapter. Exodus 20. The Ten Commandments, that's right. So Moses had just been developing his relationship with the Lord. He had, I believe the flood was over, right? Yeah, we just got past the flood. Or it was the manna from heaven. Then the water came out of the rock. Jethro's visit. Then the Lord talked to Moses, and that's when we got the Ten Commandments. Then God instructed the people as follows: I am the Lord your God, who rescued you from slavery in Egypt. Do not worship any other gods besides me. Do not make idols of any kind, whether in the shape of birds, animals, or fish. You must never worship or bow down to them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, who will not share your affection with any other god. I do not leave unpunished the sins of those who hate me, but I punish the children for the sins of their parents to the third and fourth generations. But I lavish my love on those who love me and obey my commands, even for 1,000 generations. Do not misuse the name of the Lord your God. The Lord will not let you go unpunished if you misuse his name. Remember to observe the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 6 days a week are set apart for daily duties and regular work, but the seventh day is a day of rest dedicated to the Lord your God. On that day, no one in your household may do any kind of work. That includes you, your sons and daughters, male, female servants, livestock. Even the animals got the day off. Amen. And any foreigners living among you, for in 6 days the Lord made the heavens, the earth, the sea, and everything in them. Then he rested. That is why the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and set it apart as holy. Honor your father and mother. Then you will live a long, full life in the land of the Lord your God will give you. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not testify falsely against your neighbor. Do not covet your neighbor's house. Do not covet your neighbor's wife, male or female servant, ox or donkey, or anything else your neighbor owns. When the people heard the thunder and the loud blasts of the horn, and when they saw the lightning and the smoke billowing from the mountain, they stood at a distance, trembling with fear. And they said to Moses, You tell us what God says, and we will listen. But don't let God speak directly to us, for if he does, we will die. Don't be afraid, Moses said, for God has come in the way to show you this awesome power. From now on, let your fear of him keep you from sinning. As the people stood in the distance, Moses entered into the deep darkness where God was. It was a deep darkness. It's interesting. Proper use of altars. And the Lord said to Moses, Say this to the people of Israel. You are witnesses that I have spoken to you from heaven. Remember, you must not make or worship idols of silver or gold. The altars you make must be simple altars of earth. Offer on such altars your sacrifices to me, your burnt offerings, your peace offerings, your sheep, goats, and cattle. Build altars in the places where I remind you who I am, and I will come and bless you there. If you build altars from stone, use only uncut stones. Do not chip or shape the stones with a tool, for that would make them unfit for holy use. And you may not approach my altar by steps. If you do, someone might look up under the skirts of your clothing and see your nakedness. That's funny. Chapter 21. Fair treatment for slaves. Ooh, I'm gonna sneeze. Bless him. Okay, we need to get a bunch of wood together. Just work on this little stair area. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna take all these little close trees. Sounds good. Whew. But yeah, it's been an amazing week. I feel like I've watched the world change faster than it has in a long time. But I'm really only focusing on people that are trying to spread good news. And it's hard because like it's not a lot of people. And what people think is good is very, very different nowadays. So, but I am grateful that I am here at this time because I'm realizing like I have felt so alone my whole life because I was searching for the wrong family. You know what I mean? Like I have a generic style structured family, like brother, sister, mom, dad. And I knew, I was like, okay, well, this is great, but like, none of us were really on the same page ever. Um, and I always thought, well, what's the point of being in the family if we're just all pissing each other off? Um, so I always thought, I was like, maybe if I work with people that I get along with, or if I'm around people that I understand, there should be less fighting. But that's not always the case, because unless you're worshiping God, you're just always going to have people that don't want to be in your family. And I've learned that, especially through the scriptures and the Genesis and Exodus. You can have the greatest family in the world, but there's no God in it. It really doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things in the long run. Because the whole point of a family is to be united and on the same page and under the same God, the only God that can actually affect everything in your life, for better, for worse, so that you may be saved, so that you may understand Him. And I realized while searching for all of that, my gosh, Creeper would love to get me right there. I really realized that searching for all of that, I wasn't gonna find it anywhere. Like, I looked everywhere. I thought, oh, maybe this group of guys, or this group of girls, or this family, or that family, or maybe I can make friends over here. But whenever I was just trying to like get by through those moments, when I was trying to like keep my head up and believe that I belonged somewhere on this world, the more and more it felt like I was just counter arguing, or I was being counterproductive, because it was like I was forcing it, right? And I feel like love is the one thing you don't have to force. It's it's um it's overwhelming at first, but it's impossible to deny. And I've always felt it when I was around the Word and people that were living a life through the Word. So well, not at a young age, but maybe in my 20s, my early 20s, I always kind of figured, I was like, my family is people that are living their life in the Word all over the world, doing God's will, as difficult as that may be, because nobody wants to be away from their true family. Especially when you find it, you think, oh my gosh, this is where I'm supposed to be. For better or for worse, we're going to get through this with God. And I don't know, I think lately it's just been realizing that your family could be with you without even you knowing that they're there. You know what I mean? Like, if you've been carried like I have on, or like what feels like carried, because there's just been so much that happens to me in life that I think there's a lot of people with their hands on my life, because uh, sure, I could take responsibility for a lot of the bad stuff that I've done, but that doesn't really give credit to all the good that's happened to me. It doesn't really explain, like, oh, well, if you had all that crap go down, like, why are you here? Like, and to be honest, the only reason that I am here is because throughout all the crap and garbage that I did to myself, someone had to be there witnessing what kind of redemption was worthy of the life that I had chosen. It's like they're having to crack the numbers to show you how much you truly deserve and how much you actually mean to some of these people. It's really hard to see it too at first. You think, oh man, like everyone's just kind of like doing their own thing. Where do I go? Like where do I get seen? Because everybody's worried about being seen. We all think, oh, if I get noticed, then my chances of survival increase. And that's what makes people desperate to be noticed. So when people are afraid for their lives, they'll do the most ungodly things. And the people that have sacrificed themselves and understand that their life does not belong to them, that they are kind of like, it really feels like we're kind of renting this life so that we can be judged properly by the one responsible for creating it. I think we're responsible for it, but there are parts of it that uh, we're not. And then it's like whether, like, a lot of the good stuff, it kind of just happens to us, right? It's not like we're doing like a ton of good things and we just happen to get lucky. It's like, no, like if you didn't get this break, you probably wouldn't be here right now. So I think a lot of the times it's important to not only celebrate yourself for getting to that point, but also to just kind of remember that life's really about getting to that point. And you might go through hell to see that, but if you find it, once you find it, like time stops really mattering. Like past and present sort of merge together, and you stop wondering why you waited so long to love yourself. I think a lot of people have forgotten how important that is. It's incredibly easy to go down the wrong path when you have no love for yourself. You just sacrifice yourself. You just think, oh, okay, now's the time to kind of give up. I don't have what it takes. I'm not able to be compatible. I cannot compare. But what you're comparing yourself to is just other people's, whether it's a blessing or a curse. And it's kind of like judging God's work by saying like, oh, well, if they have this or if they have that, then I don't need it, or I shouldn't strive after it, or um, I shouldn't assume I could have that myself. Um, but I think it depends on what it is, obviously. Like, I think God truly does want everyone to live their dream. And most people end up living in a nightmare because they're so worried about losing their dream, or trying to you know what it is, they're grasping for that dream so tightly that they turn their life into a nightmare. It's impossible for some people to watch, and I think I've done it myself. I know other people probably feel the same way. I mean, I know that's kind of why parents hated video games for kids, because it's like, man, it really feels like they're kind of like running. I think, well, from my opinion, my parents hated video games because they probably felt like I was running away from them. In reality, they're not like 100% off. Like most kids that play video games, I think they're just terrified of their parents because a lot of their parents hold a lot of trauma, and a lot of that trauma is not rooted in video games. So it's easy for a kid to think, oh, well, if I go this way, I can avoid that. And a lot of times it works. Like, I've dodged an incredibly large amount of concerning drama. And that's, I think, mostly to do with just kind of being more interested in the potential that I have to offer. Because if you find yourself at some sort of blockage, or what's the right word? Wall, I guess you could say, because that's really what it feels like a lot of the time. If you find like blah, blah, blah. If you're running into some sort of a wall, I think the most of the time the wall is just there to prove to you that you need to rest. It's most of the time it's a protection. Even if it was built out of fear, you don't have to be afraid of it to understand why it exists. Like I've built plenty of walls in my life trying to understand other people. But trying to understand people is I think the wrong move to make when you're trying to break out of a wall. All right, like most of the time it's easier just to go around, or there's like a door you never knew about. Oops, I'm not sure where I'm going. I think I gotta head back down first. Yeah. But yeah, that's just well, you gotta realize, like, especially when I started observing myself more, I really realized how patient you have to be with everybody, like individually, and how much you need to really focus on yourself to understand other people. Like if you're having a hard time understanding other people, I think the best thing you could do is try to understand yourself. Like who do you want to be and who you are? And just gaining confidence in that, I think, can help people make a lot of progress with acceptance, because that's what I've been working with, is acceptance. And the most beautiful thing I learned about acceptance is it's really available to you all the time. Like you can kind of like choose to accept what's going on at will. And the reason I think that's okay is because the power that you have, or that the power that you are allowed or given as an assignment, really, it's like a bestowing. It's truly gonna be what you're judged for in the end. Like, okay, you complained about all these people over here doing this, or you complained about all these people over here doing that. But what did you do with what, I think God's gonna say, what did you do with what I had given you? Or what did you give back with your opportunities? And if we kind of like ask ourselves that question all the time, there's really always an answer to exist. And you don't have to have an excuse. Like that is enough, right? Like that, the fact that God brought you here and told you that he loves you and that you belong here, that is the greatest excuse. So with that, let's go ahead and do 21. Their treatment of slaves. Here are some other instructions you must present to Israel. Let's make sure everything's good. Yeah, I think we're good. I was gonna try to do it's kind of depressing. I think we'll see. Here Here are some other instructions you must present to Israel. If you buy a Hebrew slave, he is to serve only 6 years and then set him free on the seventh. He will owe you nothing for his freedom. If he was single when he became your slave and then married after, only he will go free in the 7th year. But if he was married before he became a slave, then his wife will be freed with him. If his master gave him a wife while he was a slave, and they had sons or daughters, then the man will be free in the 7th year, but his wife and children will still belong to the master. But the slave plainly declare, I love my master, my wife, and my children. I would rather not go free. If he does this, his master must present him before God. Then his master must take him to the door and publicly pierce his ear with an awl, A-W-L. After that, the slave will belong to his master forever. When a man sells his daughter as a slave, she will not be freed at the end of the 6 years as the men are. If he does not please the man who brought her, he will allow her to be bought back again. But he is not allowed to sell her to foreigners, since he is the one who broke the contract with her. And if the slave girl's owner arranges for her to marry his son, he may no longer treat her as a slave girl, but he must treat her as his daughter. If he himself marries her and then takes another wife, he may not reduce her food or clothing or fail to sleep with her as his wife. If he fails in any of these 3 ways, she may leave as a free woman without making any payment. Cases of personal injury. Anyone who hits a person hard enough to cause death must be put to death, but if it is an accident and God allows it to happen, I will appoint a place where the slayer can run for safety. However, if someone deliberately attacks and kills another person, then the slayer must be dragged even from the altar and put to death. Anyone who strikes father or mother must be put to death. Kidnappers must be killed, whether they are caught in possession of their victims or have already sold them as slaves. Anyone who curses father or mother must be put to death. Now, suppose 2 people quarrel and one hits the other with a stone first, causing injury but not death. The injured person is later able to walk again, even with a crutch. The assailant will be innocent nonetheless. If the injured person is later able to walk again, even with a crutch, the assailant will be innocent nonetheless. The assailant must pay for time lost because of the injury and must pay for the medical expenses. If a male or female slave is beaten and dies, the owner must be punished. If the slave recovers after a couple of days, however, then the owner should not be punished, since the slave is the owner's property. Now suppose 2 people are fighting, and in the process they hurt a pregnant woman, so her child is born prematurely. If no further harm results, then the person responsible must pay damages in the amount of the woman's husband demands and the judge approves. But if any harm results, then the offender must be punished according to the injury. If the result is death, the offender must be executed. If an eye is injured, injure the eye of the person who did it. If a tooth gets knocked out, knock out the tooth of the person who did it. Similarly, the payment must be hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, bruise for bruise. If an owner hits a male or female slave in the eye, and the eye is blind, then the slave must go free because of the eye. And if the owner knocks out the tooth of a male or female slave, the slave must be released in payment for the tooth. If a bull gores a woman to death, or man, the bull must be stoned, and its flesh may be eaten. In such case, however, the owner will not be held liable. Suppose, on the other hand, the owner knew the bull had gored people in the past, yet the bull was not kept under control. If this is true, and if the bull kills someone, it must be stoned, and the owner must be killed as well. However, the dead person's relatives may accept payment for the owner of the bull to compensate for the loss of life. The owner will have to pay whatever is demanded. The same principle applies to the bull gores a boy or girl. If the bull gores a slave, either male or female, the slave owner is given 30 silver coins, and the bull is stoned. Suppose someone digs or uncovers a well and fails to cover it, and the ox or donkey falls in. The owner of the well must pay in full for the dead animal, but then it gets to keep it. If someone's bull injures a neighbor's bull, if the injured bull dies, and the 2 owners must sell the live bull and divide the money between them. Each will also own half of the dead bull. But if the bull is known from past experience to gore, yet its owner failed to keep it under control, the money will not be divided. The owner of the living bull must pay in full, and the dead bull get paid for the dead bull and keeps the dead bull. Wow, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, there's all kinds of fine print back in the day when they were trying to figure out like who's trying to get away with what, you know? Okay, I think we're gonna keep actually, I think we're gonna open this up. It's kind of weird, but I was hoping we can get like another staircase going parallel. And if my stairs weren't jagged enough, it's gonna be even more like lopsided, jagged. But you know, hey, we're still here in a couple years. We can fix it up. Oh, enchanted bow. Ow. Oof. Okay. I'm glad those raiders never came back. Let's get one of these. I might expand on this. Weird, I can't place anything right there. Oh, okay, there. Oops, that's fine. Yeah, I think it's gonna be kind of a wide staircase. Actually, I wanted it to be pretty wide. Pretty wide. Oh, also, after this, we'll get the top garden going too. That'll be fun. I think I'll expand it more later. I just kind of want to get it started. But yeah, it's kind of like all these rules too. It's like back in the day, it's kind of sad when we look back at it now, thinking like, wow, these people they really couldn't handle like what feels like nowadays a really simple interaction with each other. Like everybody wanted so badly to have more than the other person. Even now, like it really hasn't changed. That's why it's kind of beautiful to see like just what it all means. Oof, it's a rough one. That's gonna be weird. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Open this window. At least for me, the moment I noticed like the magic really working was like when I genuinely just sort of accepted the fact that I didn't need any of it. I really thought, man, like none of this really changes anything in a way that I want to. Like it's not gonna make a big enough impact. So maybe I'll just like do something else. But I've come to realize also that sometimes the greatest impact you can have is on a single person, right? Like if you meet the right person and you can change their life even a little bit, sometimes that can affect more people than you ever could. So that's why it's not so much as important as like where you are as much as like what you're doing. Because you could have like all the space in the world with all the people, but if they're not really interested in what God has for them, they're just gonna be lost forever, you know? That's why eternity is such a interesting concept because it's like just because eternity exists, it doesn't really mean people aren't gonna get lost or people are gonna be able to comprehend it, right? Like, yeah, the concept of eternity is just so insane that if you don't understand like the point of life, then you can just instantly become overwhelmed and crash out and think, wow, like why would I want to be in this space that I'm uncomfortable in for eternity? But in reality, eternity can be a paradise. Like it doesn't have to be incredibly uncomfortable. It was never intended to be uncomfortable. The only thing that makes it uncomfortable is when we are trying to control it. Eternity doesn't want to be controlled. It wants to be enjoyed. By everyone. Because, I mean, creation is a part of eternity. Eternity is a part of creation. And the two really just want to be in love with each other, which is just like so ironic because everybody's trying to spend their eternity finding love. But like that is the love, right? It's eternity. It's that constant compassion, that constant awareness, the connection. It's gonna be weird connecting these. I don't even know where the other one starts. Let's see, I wonder if these connect. Oh, a little bit. Could do like another stair or something. Oh yeah, this is gonna be difficult. It's up there. It is up there. But I kind of like the way that it's off, where it's like almost like a double helix or something. And the way this is like wrapping around a square, I love it. But yeah, like just finding where you're supposed to be can be incredibly difficult, but also incredibly easy. Like ask you like you really just have to ask yourself like not only do I want to be here, but like why do I want to be here? Like what is the real reason that I'm trying so hard to be in this exact position, this location, this environment? Like why do I want to be so comfortable doing something I enjoy? Because the answer is not just because it feels selfish doesn't mean it has to be. Like you can turn something that's selfish into something that's brave or something that's encouraging. Like that's the beauty about love is it really exist at all times. And you don't have to be the best at love to understand it. Like love, it kind of like helps you to understand itself by just it wants you to be a part of it, the whole thing. Like it's always looking for you to stop by, to join in. Uh, it's like a it's kind of like a machine when you think about it, because it's in a metaphoric sense. Like it's kind of doing its own thing with or without you, right? Like you kind of have to jump on the love bus. You kind of have to be there when love goes down, or bring it with you. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's not trying to hide from anyone. It wants to be with everybody all the time. Like it has the capacity. Love has the capacity for every human being all at once, you know? You shouldn't like shy away from it or think like, oh, other people are occupying that space. That's not really what love's about, you know? Love's about sharing. And that's why it brings me back to even this funny scriptures in Exodus where they have to decide who gets what when. Like it's so obvious. If you're in love, or if you're trying to operate in a state of love, it's like you're not really worried about who gets what when, right? Because like you kind of let love figure it out. Yeah, let's get ready for the next chapter here. I'm gonna need some bread. And I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. Test, test, test. But yeah. All right, let's go ahead. Protection of property. A lot of these seem a little behind us, but it's stuff that's so true. It's still a lot of it still makes sense for stuff that's happening even today, which is crazy because well, let's see. Protection of property. A fine must be paid by anyone who steals an ox or sheep and then kills or sells it. For oxen, for the oxen, fine is 5 oxen for each stolen one. For sheep, the oxen, that's crazy, 5x. It's kind of beautiful. For sheep, the fine is 4 sheep for each stolen. If a thief is caught in the act of breaking into a house or is killed in the process, the person who killed the thief is not guilty. But if it happens in the daytime, the one who killed the thief is guilty of murder. A thief who is caught must pay in full for everything that was stolen. If payment is not made, the thief must be sold as a slave to pay for the debt. If someone steals an ox or a donkey or sheep, and it is recovered alive, then the thief must pay double the value. If an animal is grazing in a field or vineyard, and the owner lets it stray into someone else's field to graze, then the animal's owner must pay for the damages in the form of high-quality grain or grapes. If a fire gets out of control and goes into another person's field, destroying the sheaves and standing grain, then the one who started the fire must pay. Suppose someone entrusts money or goods to a neighbor and they are stolen from the neighbor's house. If the thief is found, the fine is double the value of what was stolen, but if the thief is not found, God will determine whether or not it was the neighbor who stole the property. Suppose there is a dispute between two people as to who owns a particular ox, donkey, sheep, article of clothing, or anything. Both parties must come before God for a decision, and the person whom God declares guilty must pay double to the other. Now suppose someone asks a neighbor to care for a donkey, an ox, a sheep, or any other animal, but it dies, or is injured, or gets away, and there is no eyewitness to report just what happened. The neighbor must then take an oath of innocence in the presence of the Lord. The owner must accept the neighbor's word. No payment will be required. But if the animal or the property was stolen, payment must be made to the owner. If attacked by a wild animal, the carcass must be shown as evidence, and no payment will be required. If someone borrows an animal from a neighbor and is injured or killed, and if the owner was not there, the person who borrowed it must pay for it. But if the owner is there, no payment is required, and no payment is required if the animal was rented because of the loss was covered by the rental fee. Social responsibility. If a man seduces a virgin who is not engaged to anyone and sleeps with her, he must pay the customary dow and accept her as his wife. But if her father refuses to let her marry him, the man must still pay the money for her dowry. A sorceress must not be allowed to live. Anyone who has sexual relations with an animal must be executed. Anyone who sacrifices to any god other than the Lord must be destroyed. Do not oppress foreigners in any way. Remember, you yourselves were once foreigners in Egypt. Do not exploit widows or orphans. If you do, and they cry out to me, then I will surely help them. My anger will blaze forth against you, and I will kill you with the sword. Your wives will become widows, children will become fatherless. If you lend money to a fellow Hebrew in need, do not be like a money lender charging interest. If you take your neighbor's cloak as a pledge of repayment, you must return it by nightfall. Your neighbor will need it to stay warm during the night. If you do not return it and your neighbor cries out to me for help, I will hear him, for I am very merciful. Do not blaspheme God or curse anyone who rules over you. Do not hold back anything when you give me the tithe of your crops and your wine. You must make the necessary payment for the redemption of your firstborn sons. You must also give me the firstborn of your cattle and sheep. Leave the newborn animals with its mothers for 7 days, then give it to me on the 8th day. You are my own holy people, therefore do not eat any animal that has been attacked or killed by a wild animal. Throw its carcass out for the dogs to eat. Wow, that must be referring to, like, diseases from wild animals or something like that. A call for justice. Do not pass along false reports. Do not cooperate with evil people by telling lies on the witness stand. Do not join a crowd that intends to do evil. When you are at the witness stand, do not be swayed in your testimony by the opinions of the majority. And do not slant your testimony in the favor of a person just because the person is poor. If you come upon your enemy's ox or donkey that has strayed away, take it back to its owner. If you see the donkey of someone who hates you struggling beneath a heavy load, do not walk by. Instead, stop and offer help. Do not twist justice against people simply because they are poor. Keep far away from falsely charging anyone with evil. Never put an innocent or honest person to death. I will not allow anyone guilty of this to go free. Take no bribes, for a bribe makes you ignore something that you clearly see. A bribe always hurts the cause of the person who is in the right. Do not oppress the foreigners living among you. You know what it is like to be a foreigner. Remember your own experience in the land of Egypt. Plant and harvest your crops for 6 years, but let the land rest and lie fallow during the 7th year. Then pour among you harvest any volunteer crop that may come up. Leave the rest for the animals. The same applies to the vineyards and the olive groves. Work for 6 days and rest on the 7th day. This will give your ox and your donkey a chance to rest. It will also allow the people of your household, including your slaves and visitors, to be refreshed. Be sure to obey all my instructions and remember, never pray or swear by any other gods. Do not mention their names. 3 annual festivals. Each year you must celebrate 3 annual festivals in my honor. The first is the festival of unleavened bread. For 7 days you are to eat bread with no yeast, just as I commanded you before. This festival will be an annual event at the appointed time in early spring, for that is the anniversary of your exodus from Egypt. Everyone must bring me a sacrifice at this time. You must also celebrate the festival of harvest. When you bring me the first crops of your harvest, finally you are to celebrate the festival of the final harvest. At the end of the harvest season, at least 3 times each year, every man in Israel must appear before the Lord. Sacrificial blood must never be offered together with bread that has yeast in it, and no sacrificial fat must be left unoffered until the next morning. As you harvest each of your crops, bring me a choice sample of the first day's harvest. It must be offered to the Lord your God. You must not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. It sounds awful. A promise of the Lord's presence. See, I am sending my angel before you to lead you safely to the land I have prepared for you. Pay attention to him and obey all of his instructions. Do not rebel against him, for he will not forgive your sins. He is my representative. He bears my name. But if you are careful to obey him, following all my instructions, then I will be an enemy to your enemies, and I will oppose those who oppose you. For my angel will go before you and bring you into the land of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Hivites, and Jebusites. So you may live there, and I will destroy them. Do not worship the gods of these other nations or serve them in any way, and never follow their evil example. Instead, you must utterly conquer them and break down their shameful idols. You must serve only the Lord your God. If you do, I will bless you with food and water, and I will keep you healthy. There will be no miscarriages or infertility among your people, and I will give you long, full lives. I will send my terror upon all the people whose lands you invade, and they will panic before you. I will send hornets around ahead of you to drive out the Hittites, Canaanites, and Hivites. But I will not do this all in 1 year, because the land would become wilderness, and the wild animals would become too many to control. I will drive them out little at a time until your population has increased enough to fill the land, and I will fix your boundaries from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean, and from the southern deserts to the Euphrates. I will help you defeat the people now living in the land, and you will drive them out ahead of you. Make no treaties with them, and have nothing to do with their gods. Do not even let them live among you. If you do, they will infect you with their sin of idol worship, and that would be disastrous for you. Bless me. That was a heavy one, but a good one. I like how it talks about accepting everyone who wants to be a part of God's family. And back then, it was not as easy as it is now. Like, now that Jesus came and redeemed us by showing us his perfect love, he also made it easier for everyone to live in eternity in peace and prosperity. Made it easier for us to help bring the kingdom home. I mean, if without him, we would never be able to bring this kingdom home. So it's interesting to kind of look back on what led us to the point of needing Jesus, even? Because I don't know, but it definitely feels like some people almost act like they don't understand why the point of it, or love itself. Like there's people in the world today that will think love is getting in the way. And those people, they do have a lot to say, um, but most of it just feels like it's just to control you, or to kind of like get a hold of your energy in some way. Uh, excuse me. It is a very, very scary world if you want it to be. You can tell there's some people that really, really want it to be too. So don't have to worry about whether or not this world is or has the ability to be terrifying. Obviously it does, right? We can see how easy this world can become a nightmare. But if that's the case, then there can also be a world where people will have beautiful dreams, and they use them to help other people have beautiful dreams. Like, I think the fact that a beautiful dream can be more powerful than a million nightmares, because it doesn't have to end. Like, any nightmare can end if you want it to. But a beautiful dream can last forever. And that's what I think Jesus is trying to help us to better understand, really. I think I'm gonna need some iron. Or you know what? Better yet, we should get a diamond axe. I think we're good for a diamond axe. This is a walking construction site. But oh, but we're gonna get it right. We're gonna get this wild staircase log house straightened out. Okay, so the diamonds. Yes. Let us grab some diamonds carefully. Okay. What do I need? I got the golden apples. I got 2 of them. Oh, we're gonna need more bread. Let's go get the bread. Whew. And chapter 24 is gonna be about Israel accepts the Lord's covenant. So we kind of just heard all of the rules, the terms and regulations. And I think obviously the people are gonna, I think they would have accepted almost anything. But a lot of the stuff that the Lord offered them, it wasn't like incredibly difficult. The only thing that would have been difficult for them to follow is maybe like the patience that it would take to repay some of these people just for, you know, like mistakes, like donkeys getting out of line, you know, or like unruly children maybe. But most of the stuff that was in this covenant, it sounds like common sense or closely relating. Okay, let's get the bread, and then we're headed south. We're headed towards the mines. Uh-huh. Oh, I gotta stop using my bow. My lovely bow. But I've noticed too, when I do take days off, or when I'm trying to recover my mental, a lot of the time it's it feels like it's easier to kind of just move on, really, instead of like allowing your mental to be affected. And that's crazy, right? Like how do I just stop being affected mentally? But um, that's where faith comes in, really. Faith is what I think determines whether or not you decide to move on, but also like win, right? Because anyone can move on, but if you're gonna wait till your next life, then did you really move on? You know? So I think as important as it is to make a daily effort, I think it's almost more important to make a weekly effort, because it's the reason like we keep hearing God preaching about taking a break. Not that you're supposed to be on a break, like everything's a balance, you know, but from what it sounds, it's like people care more about their progress than the reward itself. Or they're missing out on what the reward is. Oh, that's looking good from over here. A lot better. Yeah, I think okay. Let's head down to the harbor. Okay, we got the axe, right? Ooh. Okay, let's. Oh yeah, it's actually behind my house. I don't really need the boat, right? Yeah, we're gonna walk it. Because the grotto, the secret diamond grotto, right behind my house. I'm about to make a block for this. Make a little jump. Ooh, freedom! Yeah, it'd be amazing to be running through a bamboo jungle. But also really dirty. But maybe also really clean. I thought it was right here. Oh, it's right here. No, the air would be pretty clean. Oh my gosh, it probably smell like fresh bamboo. Probably a lot of animal. Oh my gosh. Okay. And I gotta lock in here. Maybe we'll find a trainer. Oh, I mean, a trainer. Actually, I don't mind fighting this guy. Put some torches up though. Kind of gloomy. One more should do it. Oh, gold team. Oh, it's perfect for us. Can't wait till Manti evolves. Oh yeah, he's got this. One more, Manti. See you over there, buddy. One more leaf. Oh, that was close. Okay, so he should level up off that though. Nice. Gotta swap him out. Ooh, this Brazil. Tails could, he might have to tank some of this. Even though he's only 16. Feels bad, feels bad. Let's see, what happens if you growl? Ooh, bite's gonna destroy. Attack fall. Let's get one more bite. Or growl. Hopefully we don't get one more bite. Okay. I think we could swap him out. Keep his XP. Let's try Tox. Tox could do it. Nuzzle. Wait, it's super effective. I just realized. I guess it's sometimes they spawn in the rocks. I think this happened this way. Yeah, he's right there. I was paralyzed. Okay, that maybe the acid. Oh, that's big hit. Big level up. Don't think anyone's evolving. I think I see a creep right here. Sir. Oh! Sometimes I just think they're gonna fly farther than they go. Oh no! That's fine, that's fine. I'd love to grab me some more glow. Glowberry. This whole cave is massive. I'm feeling like diamonds are calling me from down there. Oh, little whooper. He's actually so cute. It'd be great if this Pokedex had like advanced features. Wait, does it? What kind of does? Kind of. I was thinking more like biome status. Like, oh, whoopers like lush caves. Okay, we need all of this. And down, down, down. I feel like creepers could be anywhere all over this. Toxic's got me though. Ooh, I even need iron now. Whoa, that's kind of spooky in here. Wow, that's kind of weird. Okay, hopefully nothing comes there. Oh, it goes all the way down, but there's also some nice iron right here. Seems safe enough. Oh. I don't feel safe though. I kind of want to drop down. Could be bad. This could be really bad. Maybe. Just need to torch it up. Oh, there's a big cliff right there. Let's get more lights out. I mean, because it is a glow cave, there is a lot of light though. Got my previous torches. I think I see a enchanted skeleton over there. So iffy. So iffy about mining. Oh, enchanted guy. This way. I feel like diamond's close. It's sort of a bus break on the street nearby. What is that? That looked like a skinny chicken. Like a little roadrunner. Oh, it's the rose Pokemon? Okay, so I've been here a lot. Oh, there's another little Toxie way over there. I think. I forgot how to zoom in. Not that. It's all good. Man, some of this darkness is kind of scary. I mean, not like super scary, obviously, right? It's a little scary. Little scary. Okay. So we're covering a lot of ground. I should get the gold too for the apples. Oh, I got somebody mad. Sounds below me. There's a zombie. Ow, ow, my face. Okay, I see all this lava. And it looks like I've been down there. Ooh, creeps. Lots of creeps coming. Oh! There's a skeleton somewhere. Okay, I think I'm good on iron. I actually really just want the 3 diamonds for the axe. I think we're gonna try this side. What's my Y? I'm at -9, so we could find something. I think they really want me to go deeper though. Deeper for the diamonds. Gold. This place feels familiar. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I've been here exactly. Which is kind of feels like a good thing. Cause I remember there was a lot of diamonds down here when I oh there's no arrows. I think there's a lot of diamonds around here, but it is very scary. But we got the boys, so we're gonna need some backup right here. Chirp out here, protecting me. Let's see, let's put some light out. Big hole right there. I think now we just make some torches, some more torches. Oh, you scared me, little guy. Okay, something just blew up. There's a creeper. I think a stone is up here. Is that like an ice stone? Oh, I think it's a electric stone. I like how this guy's just following. I don't have to worry about him too much. Over here. We find a chest, there could be a diamond. I guess there could even be a diamond, like, just hanging around. Redstone, okay. I really don't like these abandoned minecart shafts, because you can get a monster spawner with, like, poisonous spiders, man. And those guys do a lot of damage. A lot of damage. I actually almost fell right there. Oh my gosh. Where am I heading? Diamonds are usually pretty deep. I don't want to get too lost, but we are going, we are zooming around. I've noticed there's a lot of these dead ends at the bottom too. It feels like you're headed somewhere, but it really just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't go very far. But sometimes there's diamonds. Like, I think we're coming up on some possible diamonds. And it's kind of cramped in here. we look at the map, I think I'm gonna go back to where it was nice and open. Hopefully I don't fall in a hole. Big, massive dead end. Okay. Could be in here. Oh my gosh, it's deep right here. That's a redstone. I don't think I actually need that much. I feel like I'm good on redstone. I think I'm trying to go up actually. Here. There's gotta be a chest around here somewhere. Okay. Oh, I got some diamonds. Nice. Nice. Look at me getting my back. Oh, just got 2-shot. Guy. Alright, before we get these diamonds. Yeah, I thought you were here. And we are so good on armor. Make some space. Cool. Alright, 2 diamonds. We just need 1 more. I've seen people find them with the oh, yep, just like that. Like next door neighbor technique. I'll take that. I think I'm good. Good to go back up. Get the diamond axe going. Chop up some trees. Yeah. How do we get out of here? Luckily these mine shafts aren't too difficult to navigate. Oh, I think I remember this guy. That's where we came from, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. Man, I don't know how we got back. Let's go back over here. Oh, big skeleton. Oh my gosh. It's got the launcher. Nice. Okay. Shouldn't have to worry about him. Who's this? This zombie is kind of like zooming. What on earth? Guy's doing laps. Just covering my back. So this area kind of looks like a big circle. Oh my gosh, cannot see. Oh, not this little guys. It's 2 of them. I can hit you. I can see you. I can hit you. Okay. Oof. And we ran out of torches, which is deadly. Okay, almost got the torches. Okay. The mother. Okay, let's get out of here. I think I do want gold though. Do need a little bit of gold. For the apples, for the candy apples. Okay. Speaking of apples, I might have to eat one. Got a zombie from left field's coming at me. Okay, we're almost at the top. I have to dig out of here. Yeah, I think we're going this way. Look at him, he's chasing me forever. Where'd you even come from? I could just crawl out of this hole. And once we get back, we'll be on chapter 24. 24 of Exodus. It's getting kind of interesting. They just signed up for the rules, the terms and conditions for God's covenant, which is beautiful. Establishing some equality, it would seem. Fairness. Oh, I thought I saw a diamond on the wall. Oh, we could get some fish. I'd be sad if they stopped being in my pond. Oh, it's hard to grab the water too. You have to grab the. Oh, you have to have a full bucket. Let's see. I think I could use some technique here. Actually, I don't think I can. Maybe. Let's see. I hate being in the water, like, stuck like this. Yeah. We'll have to come back with full buckets. But that's freaking cool. We've got like a natural grotto with exotic fish that spawn. And right in our backyard. Whoa. Oh, careful. Ooh. Okay. Hopefully we don't have to go back there too soon. Also, I want to do a Pokedex too, or a PC. So we can start catching more guys. Oh, that's right, we're gonna get the ball farm. Top of the treehouse. So we gotta do. Oh, this is creepy. Right in my backyard. Little shrine. Little devil worshipping shrine. Yeah. Not this guy. How did you get in here? I don't have any emeralds, but. Always got the bucket of the tropical fish. Anyway. Looks like he won't be able to get in. Which is great. Moss. Oh, we got the trainer. He's here. He's here. Oh. He's down there. He's like deep where we were. Alright, well, next time maybe. This time, we're gonna go get some wood. We're gonna make a diamond axe. Maybe a little enchant. Get the level? I got the level. Make a shovel, I guess. My sticks. Huge. The tree cutter. Okay, so that's if we want to put a book on it. Oh, we gotta have some lazuli. What do we got? Unbreaking? I think unbreaking is better. Slow array, more HP. Nice. That'd be cool if they had zip lines. I could zip line from that house. Oh, we're gonna have flying, that's right. Just fly. Cool. Is he still down there? He's right below me. I almost want to just dig down. But we gotta level up our guys anyways. Speaking of, actually 17 is our lowest. Let me just grind the easy guys. And get some good XP like that. Okay, let's actually go for a nap, read a chapter. And then we'll gather the wood. Somebody's in my house. I can see it. Who goes there? Some trainer. Hamper Flint. Maybe we could take him. Yeah, I think we could take him. 18. Ooh, this isn't a good matchup though. Yeah, I was gonna say if he survives, I'll swap him out. Ooh, even though he's doing some decent damage. Rock Smash. We will just paralyze him. Oh, he might be immune. I don't know why I think that. No, he's paralyzed. Alright, we get to go first, right? Big acid shot. Yeah, he's gonna go down. He did give his buddies a shot. Maybe a little rock smash. Peck. I think Peck's gonna be fine. Just kiss him to death. Maybe a little supersonic. Ooh. Not the Chungus squirrel. Water gun. That animation looks so painful. But also mine looks like just peeing. I think they should have made that stream a little straighter. Okay, if he gets this one, he's doing real good. Oh! For all the money, though. You're done. I think I remember, though, in this game, if they still die, I think if you get the kill on another Pokemon, then I think they still get the XP. Let's find out. Yeah, he's 19. I think Tails leveled up too. Alright. Flower. Thank you. I'm Flint, sir. Okay. Man, we gotta do some upgrading. I need a backpack. I don't think this is the backpack one. It's read 24. Israel accepts the Lord's covenant. Then the Lord instructed Moses, "Come up here to me and bring along Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 of Israel's leaders. All of them must worship at a distance. You alone, Moses, are allowed to come near. The other must not come close. And remember, none of the people are allowed to climb over the mountain at all. Climb on the mountain at all." When Moses announced to the people all the teachings of regulations the Lord had given him, they answered in unison, "We will do everything the Lord has told us to do." Then Moses carefully wrote down all of the Lord's instructions. Early in the morning, built an altar at the foot of the mountain, and also set up 12 pillars around the altar for each of the 12 tribes of Israel. Then he sent some young men to sacrifice young bulls as burnt offerings and peace offerings to the Lord. Moses took half of the blood from these animals and drew it into basins. The other half he splashed at the altar, and then he took the blood of the covenant and read it to the people. They all responded again, "We will do everything the Lord has commanded. We will obey." Then Moses sprinkled the blood from the basins over the people and said, "This blood confirms the covenant the Lord has made with you in giving you these laws." Then Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and 70 of the leaders of Israel went up to the mountain. There they saw the God of Israel. Under his feet there seemed to be a pavement of brilliant sapphire, as clear as the heavens. And though Israel's leaders saw God, he did not destroy them. In fact, they shared a meal together in his presence. The Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain. Stay there while I give you the tablets of stone that I have inscribed with my instructions and commands. Then you will teach the people from them." So Moses and his assistant Joshua climbed up the mountain of God. Moses told the other leaders, "Stay here and wait for us until we return. If there are any problems, consult with Aaron and Hur, who are here with you." Then Moses went up to the mountain, and the cloud covered it. The glorious presence of the Lord rested upon Mount Sinai. The cloud covered it for 6 days. On the 7th day, the Lord called to Moses from the cloud. The Israelites at the foot of the mountain saw an awesome sight. The awesome glory of God on the mountaintop looked like a devouring fire. And then Moses appeared in the cloud as he climbed higher up the mountain. He stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. Jeez. I wonder if he knew that was going to happen. He didn't have anything with him. Just wrapped in the glory of God's graceful miracle. Wow. All right. Could try to make some arrows if we got them. Oh yeah, we got flint. We had some sticks over here. Yeah, I got some sticks. Another trainer, Anthony. Got people just spawning in. I should make a hotel, like an inn, Pokemon trainer inn, because they'll randomly spawn in there, like they're just renting. What else? It was a stick. Oh, feathers. We needed feathers. Next time, okay. So once we get feathers, we can make the bows. Let's put the sticks away. Wait, they just disappeared. Oh. Okay. Put this. What else? Could smelt the gold and the iron. This is for the PC, huh? Oh, I wonder if I do need... I feel like I do need something. I forgot, maybe. For this PC. I feel like I built it. Oh, I need one piece of sand. One piece of sand. The iron, the copper. Oh, we got 2 diamonds. The copper... 2 copper, right? 4 iron. 2 copper. And 1 sand. I bet there's sand. It looks like there's sand by the bridge. Man, I don't know how he got past the fence, but he might be stuck in here. Sand, sand. Alright, golden. Should be enough. The 2 stones. Dang, okay. I said a whole coal for that, but we're good. We got it. We got it. Guessing it's this. This. Maybe this. This. Or that. Oh, okay. The stones are not smooth enough. We got a double smooth. I remember when I first had to figure that out, I could not figure it out. I was like, where do you get these rocks that are super smooth? I've never seen these smooth rocks. And then I saw a video of somebody's like, just cooking a rock. I was like, why is he cooking a rock? What's gonna happen? But I think when I was watching the video, they were just looking for the texture. We're gonna that's good. We're gonna put somebody in there eventually. We need ultra balls though. Got the one ultra ball. How do we get started on that? It must be at the tree house. I think we're gonna, now that we got the axe. Oh my, it's a big Tangela. Howdy. I think that's, nope. It's like Tangela EX. A tan growth. Okay, so it's the third one. I think it's gonna get stuck in there if I put it in there. I almost put him in the water. Man, I've never seen a tan growth. It's like Tangela, but big with hands. Wait, I don't know if I have this guy. Toxicroak, right? Krogunk. I think he turns into a Toxicroak. Okay, yeah, we're going to we're gonna go cut some trees down, actually. Yeah, we're gonna need more wood for this top area. But I don't want to take anything in this path where we got going. A nice path. Maybe like this one. Oh yeah, cutting at max speed now. This is a good tree to cut. This one. Give us like a better view too. All of these little ones around the house we're gonna take out. At record speed, look at that. See, like even some of these. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do when we get closer to the end of the Bible. I think we're just gonna finish the Bible, and then we're gonna actually just try to kill the Ender Dragon to kind of end the whole thing, you know? I think that'd be like a good pace. Because we're at about like 7%. of the Bible, and like 50% of Minecraft players probably could kill the Ender Dragon with like the stuff that I have. So I think we'll be fine. Okay, we got the seeds. I'm gonna have to get some dirt too once we get up there. But for now, let's keep working on the staircase. Let's make a bunch of planks. Hide some of these fences. Some cocoa bean. Iron. We don't even need the iron right now. Emergency ball. I like how it's going, but then like the sides are tough. It's good. That's about the right length I'm looking for. Oof, gotta be careful. I could go down to a construction error. It's funny because like, oh, a lot of the way that I do things, it's like make the mistake and then come back and fix it later, which is not a bad. I feel like it's not the worst way to kind of go about it. This is kind of tricky though. I think I'm gonna have to do some interesting stairs here. Like, I think I'm gonna have to put this up. I think I have to cut it back, And then it's gonna be like this. So yeah, trying to connect these two is gonna be interesting. But when we fix it later, it'll get a lot better. I just kind of gotta get the idea out. I feel like. It's a big, scary project. I think so. We just kind of use stairs to fix the issue here. It's so much going on. I'm trying to see where this connects to the next bridge. Okay, so this is the top. But it spirals over there. I think we used this one as the main one and connect it to the other one. I might have to just go straight across. Like less elevation maybe. Let's fix this gap. Interesting little gap here. Because what I'm thinking, yeah, that's space. Maybe it's easier than it looks. I've just always been self-conscious about how I build everything. I think it's because I don't like taking my time building. Because I like to rush everything. Probably out of anxiety. It feels like I'm extremely anxious all the time. But like I convince myself I'm not. So that it's like okay. But I'm totally not. I'm struggling to chill out. It's kind of a cool window. Sheesh. But like even when you're trying to stay calm and you're having a hard time, sometimes that's because you're like as close as you can get actually to success. Like we try to perceive it through different eyes, I think. Wow, that's a big old staircase. Okay. I think. What am I looking for? Maybe go for another chapter. Offerings of the tabernacle. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the people of Israel that everyone who wants to may bring an offering. Here's the list of items you may accept on my behalf: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and scarlet yarns, fine linen, goat hair for cloth, tanned ram skins, and fine goat skin leather, assai wood, olive oil for the lamps, spices for the anointing oil, and the fragrant incense, onyx stones and other stones to be set in the ephod and the chestpiece. I want the people of Israel to build me a sacred residence where I can live among them. You must make this tabernacle and its furnishings exactly according to the plans I will show you. Plans for the ark: make an ark of assai wood, a sacred chest 3 and 3/4 feet long, 2 1/4 feet wide, and 2 1/4 feet high. Overlay it inside and outside with pure gold, and put a molding of gold all around it. Cast 4 rings of gold for it, and attach them to its 4 feet. 2 rings on each side. Make poles from assai wood, and overlay them with gold. Fit the poles into the rings at the sides of the ark to carry it. These carrying poles must never be taken from the rings. They are to be left there permanently. When the ark is finished, place inside it stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant, which I will give you, and then make the ark's cover a place of atonement out of pure gold. It must be 3 and 3/4 feet long, and 2 1/4 feet wide. But then use hammered gold to make 2 cherubim, and place them at the 2 ends of the anointed cover. Attach the cherubim to each end of the atonement cover, making it all one piece. Cherubim will face each other, looking down at the atonement cover with their wings spread out above. Place inside the ark the stone tablets with the terms which I have given you. Then put the atonement cover on top of the ark. I will meet with you there and talk to you from above the atonement cover between the gold cherubim that hover over the ark of the covenant. For there I will give you my commands for the people of Israel. Plans for the table. Then make a table of assai wood, 3 feet by 1 1/2 feet wide, and 2 1/4 feet high. Overlay it with pure gold and run a molding of gold around it. Put a rim about 3 inches wide around the top edge and put a gold molding around the rim. Make 4 gold rings and put the rings at the 4 corners of the 4 legs, close to the rim around the top. These rings will support the poles used to carry the table. Make these poles from assai wood and overlay them with gold. Make gold plates and dishes, as well as pitchers and bowls, to be used in pouring out drink offerings. You must always keep the special bread of the presence on the table for before me. Plans for the lampstand. Like a lampstand of pure hammered gold, the entire lampstand and its decorations will be one piece. The base, the center stem, lamp cups. 3 branches going out from each side of the center stem. Each of the 6 branches will hold a cup shaped like an almond blossom. Complete with buds and petals, the center stem of the lampstand will be decorated with 4 almond blossoms, complete with buds and petals. 1 blossom will be set beneath each of the pair of branches. When they extend from the center stem, the decorations and branches must all be one piece with the stem, and they must be hammered from pure gold. Then make the 7 lamps for the lampstand and set them so they reflect their light forward. The lamp snuffers and trays must also be made of pure gold. You will need 75 pounds of pure gold for the lampstand and its accessories. Oh my goodness, that's heavy. Be sure that you make everything according to the pattern that I have shown you here on the mountain. Man, Moses must have been like, slightly like overwhelmed at first, thinking like, man, he's got all these plans and I'm supposed to just like remember them and not get them wrong. But the reality was he never questioned it, because he knew the relationship he had with God was beyond a divine appointment. That God was going to be following him in the Spirit. Plans for the tabernacle. Chapter 26. I'll probably just do 10 chapters today, so we'll probably end on 30. Yeah, things look like they're definitely coming along. I don't know if how we're really gonna connect it. I think we're just gonna open it all the way up for now, straight through. Try to get the elevation, all the good stuff. Do a little demo. We gotta break some stuff to make some stuff. Okay, I think we can make this a lot better. Starting with this, pretty sure, because it's cool until like here. I think we're gonna bring this out. Oh, boom. I want it to be like climbable from any angle without jumping. But it's not the easiest move. Like, it's gotta be a stair, I think. Yeah, totally possible, totally possible. Oh, and then we could have glow berries, like separating the inside and the outside. Uh-oh, these guys. Where's my sword? If I don't get pushed off, I think we'll be fine. It's weird they're out in the daytime. But maybe I think it just turned daytime. That guy's not having it. Go for some bread. Yeah, I was gonna say, they gotta be cooking right about now. Oh, we're good. Let's keep up with this. I think when you're overwhelmed by anything, like whether it's a project or an idea, I really think the best thing to do is to slow down. Start with like the absolute basics, like the foundation, really. Like, where can I work on this foundation? Where is the beginning of the problem? It's like finding the root, really. Smack this guy. Um, I think a lot of the times we waste a lot of time and energy trying to fix uh, all of like the brown leaves, right? Like try to make things look pretty. Uh, as easily as we can, like, and that's graceful in a way, where it's like you focus on what you can do, or sometimes making the right move can be doing something incredibly gentle, or noticing something that's hard to notice, and working with that. But I think the reason that we can't always see the answer isn't because we're not looking, or because it's not there, but some answers, if we have the answer too soon, will never solve the problem, because it's not always the answer that solves a problem. It's sometimes the understanding of where the answer came from and why it exists. So that way, in the future, you can have the formula for the future problems rather than the answer for something you might never have to figure out again. But you're always going to need a new answer. Man, I hate that number. Get away from me. Speaking of that number, I think I'm going to be doing a lot more time, spending a lot more time outside in the future. And instead of like a video game let's play, I might just do like outdoor podcasts, or like just talks with the word, and you know, just how it relates to what's going on in the world, and how people can live fulfilled lives without having all kinds of it really feels like crap at some point, even though we use this stuff to build relationships with each other. It's gotten to the point where it's become counterproductive, where it's separating people more than it's bringing them together, it feels like. That's kind of hard to explain, because it's a lot of it can be like on the person themselves, like how is this person using this, or how is this person navigating through this. And that's why it's important not to judge where somebody is or what somebody's doing, but why. Or no, you don't even have to judge why, but like observing why and having a better understanding of the reason itself can give you enlightenment all on its own. Just because you relinquish that issue to the universe. You've said, that is not something that I'm forced to deal with. God has given his final and most important commandment, and that is to love each other like yourselves. Treat each other the way that you want to be treated. And that's why love is so powerful, because it can transcend any construct, anything that's trying to derail us from ourselves. It kind of just steps in right when it needs to and says, hey, we're going to choose a different path. We're going to go this opposite direction. And that's why it's so important not to judge people, because people are constantly evolving and changing, and the time that you spent questioning somebody else, you could have been growing yourself. And until you start prioritizing your own obligation towards the universe, you're always going to be looking for someone else to do your job. And that's why people get so upset at each other, because they think, oh, this guy is doing my job, but they're not doing it the way that I want them to do it. And so they spend, a lot of their lifetime trying to convince people to do something else just so that their own life can feel fulfilled. That's interesting. This is going to be a challenge. Instructional challenge here. Maybe if I work backwards from this, it might be easier. But yeah, I'm just posting these videos because I want to make sure that I'm doing what I can to clarify the complexities of life with the tools that I was given, because life is intentionally corrupt and cruel, and that can make people go insane because they think, oh, I don't deserve this cruel and corrupted reality that I've been force-fed. And that can lead people into some really dark places. But even when you're in the darkest of places, if you have the right tools, you can get out. And that's kind of why I'm doing my thing here. It's because I've seen my own capabilities of getting out of some of these holes and some of these dark places that this world is so hell-bent on preserving, that I knew people are going to have to get some advice from future generations that's like not popular. It's not favorable to their flesh. It's not easy to hear, really. I don't have to do that like too much, but every little bit counts. And it doesn't even matter where you do it, really. Like, if you're just doing it, the spirit of the universe is going to pick up on that. They're going to feel that your energy is an energy that can no longer be operated within a false construct, and it has to navigate around you. So you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting the people that come in contact with you. You're helping them to understand how to be better at navigating. So the hardest part for me was probably believing that I could make a difference. It's like convincing myself that people were gonna believe me. But one thing that's really important is not whether or not someone else believes you, but whether or not you gave them that opportunity to see what it's like to believe. So by living your life an example, you allow other people to see what the truth actually looks like, whether it's something that they want or not. Like, if it's true, they're gonna feel it, or they're gonna hear it, and they're gonna know what to do, because we've all been pre-programmed to recognize truth and to harmonize with truth, to understand it on that frequency level. The only way that we can't hear it is if we are being filled with a different frequency. If we're being forced a frequency that doesn't agree with us, a frequency that's trying to control us, then it doesn't really matter what you do, right? Because you're just going to be physically controlled by a frequency. So just knowing like the power of frequency and how much that we are given control over it, I think can help people to navigate their own lives in every single little way, really. there's so much beauty in life that people don't recognize because myself included, like all of these things, these issues, these gripes, these groans that I portray or I speak on, I've gone through personally, and I've come out the other side all at once. It was like for me, all of your comprehension compounds at really specific moments that are incredibly crucial to your development. The final boss stage of your different chapters in life where you take everything that you've gathered and you use it as some sort of uh, amalgamation in order to discern the deceptions of whatever it is that you're facing currently, because everything that we're facing is just a deception, a different form of it in some different way. So that's why it's really important to know uh, patterns, in my opinion, because when you can recognize patterns, you can start to recognize how to get in and out of them, or how to use them for your good, really. So weird. I think we're gonna have to cut this. I'm so concerned between which staircase to work with here. I think I'm gonna have to just cut this one a little bit. It's so weird. Okay, that's the bridge. Yeah, let's do this. Extended. I hate this. Okay, that's fine. This is gonna have to come down. I think we're gonna cut all of this down. Unfortunately. Take some of these elevations out. Try to connect two bridges that don't want to connect. It's not impossible. Just takes a little imagination. And imagination is something I've noticed is like a natural human superpower. Like we could use imagination to figure out solutions incredibly fast, I think. But the problem is, if you don't understand, like, if you think imagination has no power, then it won't. But if you think it does, then it will. Because it's a belief, right? Like whatever we put our beliefs in, they kind of become reality. Which is why it's so important to believe in God, because if you can't believe in God, then you're gonna imagine a world that's like hell. But if you can believe in God, if you can imagine a world where God is in control, then it's like your genetic blueprint will begin to reshape itself in order to support something that is seeking your greatest evolution, your highest good. So you will just start developing a relationship with God strictly by imagining He's there. An imaginary relationship with God that doesn't hurt anyone. Exactly. You know, it's just kind of the point. It's like, what's the downside, really, right? Like, it doesn't really seem like there's much of a downside to putting your imagination to the test, which is kind of like what it seems like it is to me. Because that's kind of what the devil wants, right? It's like he's so uncreative and he has so much hate in the world for humanity. He's like, I'm just gonna take their creativity. I'm gonna take their imagination, and then I'm gonna force them to believe that God's not even real and that he doesn't love them. Just such a sad thing to see, or to even imagine that it's possible. It's like the reason God doesn't tell us everything is because he wants to preserve the innocence of our own imagination. Because he knows just how capable we are of manifestation. So he says, you know, there's a handful of things you guys really need to be worried about. And everything else is going to kind of get in your way because it's meant for a different time period, or it's not the right time for these things. And it's unfortunate, but in reality, the reality that we live in today, that's like most stuff. Like most stuff is not actually for us. It's an object or a visualization used to hijack our imagination, our powerful, God-given imagination with unlimited parallels, capability. So that's why it's important to be creative, but for the right reasons. You can make creative mistakes if your imagination's in the wrong place. I think imagining a world where God is fighting for everybody constantly, trying to make sure that nobody is in a lake of fire, especially the people that don't want to be there. I think that can turn anyone's world upside down for the better. Because a lot of people, I think they have a hard time developing their relationship to God because they don't want to believe that they deserve it, or that he does not, or that he has ignored them in some way. Like a lot of people think like, oh well, if God was real, then why did he ignore me or not give me what I wanted, right? But that's all about your relationship. That's just how your relationships grow, because he doesn't give you what you want, he just gives you what you need. And when you realize how little you really need, he tests you even with things that you want. He says, here, now that you know you don't need this, what would you do with it? Or what, in a better word, what could you do with it? Because sometimes if we have something before we're ready, then we use it for the wrong reasons. And I think everything nowadays should be an excuse to spread the truth. Oh my God, I almost jumped off. But yeah, not our truth, not our personal truth. We can share our experience and our journey to finding the truth, but our personal truth has to be aligned with the reality that God is real and that God loves us. Otherwise, our entire imagination is going to derail itself. It wouldn't want to exist because, I mean, even if you don't believe in the devil, there's people out there that don't want other people to exist, and you can't just tell them not to think that way. They have excuses. They have personal reasons to argue. But one thing you can do is you can show them what it feels like to not live that way, because it's natural for us to want to be happy, and happiness is contagious for that exact reason. You know? Because everybody wants to be happy. The only people that aren't happy are the ones that are too upset to find out how much that they don't need. Because when you're unhappy, you're wanting something from somebody or someone, or you're assuming that you don't have what you need. But with God, even if it's just in your imagination, just to start off, it's easy to develop a relationship once it gets going, right? But I've also noticed that in my own personal life, how easy it can be to even deny God of what He's asking of you, or to make an excuse and say like, "Oh, He wouldn't want this for me," or "He wouldn't want that," because in the past I've never even had any experience. I don't know anything about what's going on there. I've never worked that type of job in my life, or I've never lived in that area. But I think those are the opportunities that He loves to share with people the most, because if He can give you a greater experience than you imagined, then your imagination becomes less terrified of reality. Your imagination starts to become eager to grow, and it's willing to be tested, because it knows that if it passes the tests with the answers that it can have, or the answers that are it used in the past, it can create patterns and develop prosperity through success. And your entire being just wants to succeed. And the only being in reality that knows anything about success is God. Because everything that we dictate as success is almost purely flesh-based. Like, oh, I got resources for my flesh, or I got shelter for my flesh, or my flesh is growing, and all of these things are to God. I don't think they're a symbol of success. I mean, they could be like a temporary victory, but if there's nothing behind that victory that's established, like a pattern of recognizing how to be victorious, then He's going to have to keep walking you by the hand. And that's, he loves spending time with you. I know that, but He doesn't want to have to be the father that is still teaching his kid when his kid is full grown. He wants the kids to have that relationship develop to a point where you guys can both assume victory with the patterns that you've created in the past through faith. Like, oh, how am I going to have this, or how am I going to get that? Well, maybe you're not supposed to know, but if you're patient, if you're loving, and you don't expect anything less than what you need, there's a supernatural peace that can kind of develop within you and prevent you from really straying away from God, which is what I would say. Because so oftentimes it feels like we're just trying to stray away from Him, really. Like, He wants us to be in a home, right? But it's like, if the home doesn't have Him in it, He'd rather get rid of the home than to have you still there, when there's still a chance for you to get closer to Him. He's gonna, throughout your entire life, it's a never-ending growing relationship. Like, it sounds heavy and it sounds exhausting, but there's a perfect balance. Like, even when I felt too tired to stream playing Minecraft, like, I knew that it wasn't because I was never going to get to do it, or that I didn't need to do it. It was that there has to be a balance in not only your physical life, but especially in your spirit. Because if your spirit feels overwhelmed, then it's going to go in the opposite direction way more than it needs to. It's very much kind of like riding a motorcycle, like knowing when to let off the gas for the turn and then to put the gas back on for the straight. You don't turn off the bike and then restart it. You want to keep the bike rolling. and then angle it while it's still rolling so that it stays in the right direction. And that's exactly how faith is with God. It's this never-ending motorcycle race, but it's not a punishment. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's a reward for existing. And that's how beautiful God's love is for us. Is He created us just so that He can reward us for existing. So long as we believe and follow His structure, but His structure is a blueprint for success. So He doesn't have to walk as like an infant. You know, he needs children, not infants. And then with that, I'm gonna use the restroom. Be right back. With that, why don't we get on to I think we're on chapter 27. Yeah. Maybe 26. No, yeah, 27, 27. Plans for the altar of burnt offering. Oh, so that other one was just for the tabernacle. Using a side wood, make a square altar, 7.5 feet wide, 7.5 feet long, and 4.5 feet high. Make a horn at each of the four corners of the altar, so the horns and the altar are all one piece. Overlay the altar and its horns with bronze. The ash buckets, shovels, basins, meat hooks, and fire pans will all be made of bronze. Make a bronze grating with a metal ring at each corner. Get the grating halfway down into the firebox. Resting it on the ledge built there, or moving the altar, make poles from assai wood, and overlay them with bronze. To carry it, put the poles into the rings at the two sides, and then the altar must be made hollow from planks. Be careful to build it just as you were shown on the mountain. So he must have even gotten like visual representations as well. Plans for the courtyard. Then make a courtyard for the tabernacle enclosed with curtains, made from fine linens. On the south side, the curtains will stretch for 150 feet. They will be held up by 20 bronze posts that fit into 20 bronze bases. The curtains will be held up with silver hooks attached to the silver rods that are attached to the posts. It will be the same on the north side of the court. 150 feet of curtain held up by 20 posts fitted with bronze bases, silver hooks and rods. The curtains on the west will be 75 feet, supported by 10 posts and 10 bases. The east will also be 75. And the courtyard entrance will be on the east end, flanked by 2 curtains. A curtain on the right side will be 22.5 feet long, supported by 3 posts set into 3 bases. The curtain on the left side will also be 22.5 feet long, supported by 3 posts into 3 bases. For the entrance of the courtyard, make a curtain that is 30 feet long. Fashion it with fine linen, decorated beautifully with embroidery, purple, blue, and scarlet yarn. This will be attached to 4 posts that fit into 4 bases. All the posts around the courtyard must be all connected by silver rods using silver hooks. The posts are to be set in solid bronze bases, so the entire courtyard will be 150 feet long, 75 wide, and 7.5 tall, made from fine linen. The bases supporting these walls will be made of bronze. All the articles used for the work of the tabernacle, including the tent pegs used to support the courtyard curtains, must be bronze. Tell the people of Israel to bring pure olive oil from the lampstand so that it can be kept burning constantly. The lampstand will be placed outside of the inner curtain of the most holy place in the tabernacle. Aaron and his sons will keep the lamps burning in the Lord's presence day and night. This is a permanent law for the people of Israel, and it must be kept by all future generations. Wow, it's pretty structured when you think about it, but it also reminds me, it's funny, it's like a combination of, from my experience in the military, when we'd have to like set up, I don't know what they're called, like fobs, I guess, but there are these tents that you would set up, and they're like relatively simple. They're just really big, and they have to be done a specific way. And it's funny because it was like, make sure the entrance is like this so that when the officers come in, they, don't get lost, or the boxes are over here. And then it's also reminding me of like raves too, where it's like, I want this to be a place where people can come and feel resting and relaxation and peace, because it's a holy place. There should be positive energy. So it's like this combination of both power and freedom and purpose that all come into these tabernacles, and it's just beautiful. Clothing for the priests, chapter 28. Ooh, got a couple owl pets. Oh man, these stairs are looking kind of wild, but also pretty cool. I still like them, even though they're super jank. I love them, and they'll get better too. That's the beauty about it. It's like I see the vision. I see where it's gonna go. Take this out. Actually, no. Look up. Look at the wrong block. I think we're ready to do the top too. Oops. Oh, that's deadly. I think I'm going like this way. I just heard one of those. Man, that could have been it. Could have been it for us. Got the warning swoop. Alright, I could go to bed, but I'm all the way up here. Might as well. Oh, he almost got me. Might as well just finish these guys off. I know they're probably gonna spawn in again. Anyways. Alright, buddy. Meet your maker. Come on. Okay, yeah, another group could spawn pretty easily. It's terrifying. I just get like a rogue banshee. Comes out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, I keep feeling like I'm gonna fall. It's the worst feeling. Yeah, pretty awkward feeling. Also, this is not what I was imagining for my stairs. Interesting. Yeah, I think I can get rid of one of these lines. But we're getting close. I think it's gonna look a lot better from far away too. Stairs, it's funny because I love building stairs, but I feel like they're always gonna be my architectural nightmare. Why we're not getting a ton of banshees though? I remember I was playing this like years ago when I wasn't streaming this. Uh, Before I even thought about streaming this, I would there's an option to not have those banshees, and I guess I was just first learning because I used to die a lot more. I used to die like every day. I would find a little creeper interaction or zombie would come out of nowhere. But yeah, now those guys they don't really worry me too much. I say that, but I do feel like they could kill me if they wanted. I think the what's gonna be I actually it's the weirdest feeling, and I've never had this feeling in Minecraft because I usually die a lot, but I get the weirdest feeling that this is literally gonna be the run. Because I've never actually maybe I'll get an achievement when it happens, but I've never even been to the end. I didn't think I would want to go to the end, and I actually don't want to go to the end, but uh, something's telling me this is the run. So, yeah, great icing on the cake, I guess you could say. Yeah, we're like, it feels like we're not actually that far from the Nether. Like, I think once the Pokemon get to about level 30, we'll just go ahead and try to grab some Nether supplies. Not too positive what it's gonna be, but I think we definitely want to get Netherite. I'm gonna get Netherite. I'm gonna play it as safe as possible. That might take a long time, but we're not here. We're not here to rush. Just here to make things feel smooth, just like real life. We could, if we could slow things down. I was gonna say slow things down, but if we could smoothen things up, I think everybody could could live a better life. But there's people that profit on things being rough, right? So start making things too smooth, and then before you know it, you've completed the assignment, I guess you could say. But I think now I'm gonna go ahead and focus on the top, where we're gonna be making this like a big old garden. So we'll just keep a layer of dirt here. I'm not gonna go up anymore. This will be the top of the garden house. Trees and bushes. That sun was, I thought it was an eyeball. Oh. So we'll just platform this outward. I just want to make like 4 sections. I guess we can have the stair up. Yeah, because with the dirt, we're gonna have to go up another floor. Gotta go get lots of dirt, but we do have the extra diamonds. Oh, we actually have arrows. Nice. Shovel, shovel, shovel. Okay, we got the diamond shovel though. We're good. And I think I'm gonna make this even, yeah, even more isolated. Gotta be head on a swivel right here. Man, it's gonna be a beautiful morning. I can't wait till I fence this out and get like a nice walk around. So we're gonna have to expand all of that out. But I think we should mine some of this close by dirt still. Like, maybe I take this whole floor off. Just make it, yeah, that might be better. And we can add more to the bottom floor. We just need a lot of dirt. With the plans I'm thinking of, we're gonna need a lot of dirt. And it's better if we have more elevation too, because some of those zombies, you get an archer, he might be able to hit you. It's so cute when they actually like acknowledge your existence and it feels like they're looking at you. It's like, oh yeah, I'm in a video game, I forgot for a second. But that's what's nice about this timing that we're living in right now. It's like you can still get out. There's still, it's not even that funny. Like I say it because it's like I laugh because people have no idea how important it really is, and they might never understand how important it really is. But if I don't say something, then I haven't done my part. So I think it's important for people to know, like, wow, you still have that opportunity to escape this realm, this digital realm. You know, as I'm like zombied in. Like my goal is to eventually, not even like distant future, like pretty soon, I think Minecraft might be like the last Let's Play style that I do. If I do play any other video game, it'll probably be like just like collaborative maybe, so that like I can kind of like be a presence for people that are still learning or that want to learn about God, and they might not have the right people in their environment. So in those senses, if I feel called to those positions, I think I'll end up there. But for the most part, it feels like I just want to take things a little bit slower and focus on a little bit more intimate relationships with individuals, because you can cast a wide net, but if you're trying to fish in like a poisoned pond, like you're not gonna catch anything. So don't be ashamed if you have to like go somewhere far to find where you're supposed to be. Like sometimes the greatest rewards from heaven come from the most epic of journeys, and they're all like just out there waiting for you. You kind of just have to like choose the ones that sound difficult, not because they're meant for you to struggle, but because if they weren't so intimidating, then everyone could acquire it. But it's the intimidation that kind of sifts the people out from accomplishing these different things, like spreading the word in different areas or helping different people to hear the word. But it doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing, it's possible. Even the smallest amount of help could absolutely change. I've already noticed the world change, and that's just because I think when you make it a personal point to do something like that, then the universe rearranges itself around you. It doesn't really need you to do the whole thing. Like it wants to help you. That's the relationship, is it being able to demonstrate its ability to help you. So that's why silence is so important, because it gives the universe the time to respond, and not just the universe, but more importantly God, who tends to the universe as though it was his Garden of Eden. He's still doing his job. So it's like, don't be afraid of the garden that God is tending. Be afraid of not following the rules, because everyone wants to be in God's gracious garden, where all the blessings and the miracles happen. And it's literally like we're literally in it. We're in his garden, in his good graces. We have his mercy. We have it for the time being. But he's telling us, there's gonna be work that needs to be done. Like it's not gonna just. It's already under attack, right? Like it's not gonna be around forever, because he needs to sort the people that are within it out. He needs to reestablish equality in the spiritual realm and the physical. And that means he's going to have to, basically, I think it means he's going to have to uproot like the whole thing. Oh yeah, we're going to have like a water path. A little bit of water path in here. Just have like some bushes in here maybe. Keep it wet. And I was thinking maybe like some cool bridges, like going out a little bit. But it's really interesting to notice like the power of people that are already like on fire for God right now, that are doing everything in their power to spread the word in his gracious, loving ways. Because if we're too aggressive about it, if we're too disapproving of others, they're gonna feel judged, and they're not meant to feel judged by us. We're not meant to judge each other. We're supposed to give each other the opportunity to learn from each other. And with discernment, especially, because there's plenty of, I mean, the worst teacher in the world is Satan. So you can't assume that everything you learn is good, because it's not. In fact, most of the stuff you learn is probably bad, because the answer is so simple. It's literally just like one lesson that people need to learn. So if people really only have one lesson to learn, then why are we all trying to teach each other something? Trying to teach each other something new, or trying to establish different ways of thinking? I mean, the answer is really simple, and I think the more I see people really grounding themselves in that reality, in that truth, the whole world has to respond. Like, bad things are going to happen because the devil is running out of time. Like, every person that turns over their life for God and for Jesus, the devil feels his own loss in his existence, and he has to act accordingly. Like, it's not like he can just sit around and do nothing. Like, he knows he's late for for his work. He's always late. So that's why the most important thing you can do is reclaim your energy for Jesus and God. Use it for good, and then the devil just simply just runs out of time. I mean, I could see it happening, and he's gonna kind of distract us, right? He's gonna convince us otherwise and say, "Oh, you got to go here, you got to do this," but I think God uses you where you are, and with what you have, and the only thing you do need is God. So there's really nothing to be afraid of when it comes to life itself. If you can develop a relationship with God, there's nothing that He can't stop from getting in the way of that. He won't let anything get in the way of that, except for your own free will. That's what love is, right? It's He's not going to strangle us to make sure we know how much we love Him, or He loves us. I mean, he needs us. It's as harsh as it sounds, because he will do some stuff. He will let you know when you're going the wrong direction, but he also lets things happen so that you choose. Like, if you don't choose on your own, right, between right and wrong, you'll never develop discernment. So you have to give yourself an opportunity to develop discernment and to take those leaps. I didn't know I had an emerald. Okay. What I'm looking for, though, is food. What happened to my bread? Oh, no. Okay. I feel like I had bread, so I must have left it somewhere else. Might be at the other house. I really don't want to eat this apple. But so that we can sprint, I'm gonna eat it. Got enough. Enough apples. Gotta go. Won't be able to sprint for very long. But yeah, that path is pretty lit, so I'm not worried too much. Yeah, I think we get some bread. What else? Back. I guess I could use the XP. Oh, I'm getting low, actually. Some of these enchanted bows could be kind of like dangerous. I thought there was some XP over here. Oh, wait, 3 hearts, 3 hearts. No food, no food. Fennekin went down for that. Saved my life. He's a little hero. I need that emergency bread stash. Gotta do that pumpkin farm I've always been dreaming of. Ooh, found some wheat. Yeah, that'd be good. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and get into chapter 28, Clothes for Priests. Okay. Your brother Aaron and his sons Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar will be sent apart from the common people. They will be my priests and will minister to me. Make special clothing for Aaron to show his separation to God, beautiful garments that will lend dignity to his work. Instruct all those who have special skills as tailors to make the garments that will set apart Aaron and everyone else, so he may be seen as a priest. They are to make a chest piece, an ephod, a robe, an embroidered tunic, a turban, and a sash. They will also make special garments for Aaron's sons to wear and serve as priests before me. These items must be made of fine linen cloth and embroidered with gold thread, purple, blue, and scarlet yarn. The design of the ephod. I don't know what an ephod is. The ephod must be made of fine linen cloth and skillfully embroidered with gold thread and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn. It will consist of 2 pieces, front and back, joined at the shoulders with 2 shoulder pieces, and the sash will be made of the same materials, fine linen cloth, embroidered with gold thread, purple, blue, and scarlet yarn. Take 2 onyx stones and engrave them with the names of the tribes of Israel. 6 names will be on each stone, naming all these tribes in order of their ancestors' births. Engrave these names in the same way a gem cutter engraves a seal. Mount the stones in gold setting. Fasten the 2 stones on the shoulder pieces of the ephod as memorial stones for the people of Israel. Aaron will carry these names before the Lord as a constant reminder. The settings are to be made of gold filigree, and the 2 cords made of pure gold will be attached to the settings on the shoulders of the ephod. Oh, so I think it's kind of like a cape. Design of the chest piece. Then, with the most careful workmanship, make a chest piece that will be used to determine God's will. Use the same materials as you did for the ephod, fine linen cloth embroidered with gold thread, blue, purple, and scarlet yarn. This chest piece will be made of 2 folds of cloth, forming a pouch 9 inches square. 4 rows of gemstones. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Will be attached to it. The first row containing a red carnelian, chrysoprase, and an emerald. The second, a turquoise, a sapphire, and a white moonstone. The third containing jacinth, agate, and amethyst. The fourth containing beryl, onyx, and jasper. These stones will be set in gold. Each stone will represent one of the tribes of Israel, and the names of the tribe will be engraved on it, through it, though it were a seal. To attach the chest piece to the ephod, make braided cords of pure gold. Then make 2 gold rings and attach them to the top corners of the chest piece. The 2 gold cords will go through the rings of the chest piece, and the ends of the cords will tie to the gold settings on the shoulder pieces of the ephod. Then make 2 more gold rings and attach them to the 2 lower inside corners of the chest piece next to the ephod, and make 2 more gold rings and attach them near the sash. Then attach the bottom rings of the chest piece to the rings of the ephod with blue cords. This will hold the chest piece securely to the ephod above this beautiful sash. In this way, Aaron will carry the names of the tribes of Israel on the chest piece over his heart when he goes into the presence of the Lord in the holy place. Thus the Lord will be reminded of his people continually. Insert into the pocket of the chest piece the Urim and Thummim to be carried over his head when he goes into the Lord's presence. Thus Aaron will always carry these objects used to determine the Lord's will for his people whenever he goes in before the Lord. I'm not sure what those are. A Thummim, a Thummim, and an Urim. Someone's gonna know. Someone's gonna know that. Additional clothing for priests. Make the robe of the ephod entirely of blue cloth, with an opening. Okay, so the ephod must be like the whole robe, with an opening for his head in the middle, and make it reinforced with a woven collar so it will not tear. Make
pomegranates out of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and attach them to the hem of the robe, with golden bells between them. The golden bells and pomegranates are to alternate all the way around the hem. Aaron will wear this robe wherever he enters the holy place to minister to the Lord. The bells will tinkle as he goes in and out of the Lord's presence. If he wears it, he will not die. Next, make a medallion of pure gold. Using the teachings of an engraver, inscribe it with these words, "Set apart as holy to the Lord." This medallion will be attached to the front of his turban by the means of blue cord. Aaron will wear it on his forehead, thus bearing the guilt connected with any errors regarding the sacred offerings of his people of Israel. They must always wear it, so the Lord will accept the people. Weave Aaron's patterned tunic from fine linen cloth. Fashion the turban out of this linen as well. Also, make him an embroidered sash. Then his sons make tunics, sashes, and headdresses to give them dignity and respect. Clothe Aaron and his sons with these garments, and then anoint and ordain them. Set them apart as holy so that they can serve as my priests. Also, make linen undercloths for them to be worn next to their bodies. Reaching from waist to thigh, these must be worn wherever Aaron and his sons enter the tabernacle or approach the altar in the holy place to perform their duties. Thus, they will not incur guilt and die. This law is permanent for Aaron and his descendants. Wow. I mean, he was probably, I think around this period of time, the people were living for about 100, 200 years. So it's not like he had to do it forever, right? But I'm sure he would have felt the honor of every time he had to do it. It probably would have felt like, or as I think it should have felt like a reward overall. It's interesting because it reminds me of my time in the military where they were like forcing you to wear a specific uniform, right? Because we all have to be able to identify each other when we're killing everyone. Oh my gosh. Not in my house. Not today. I don't want your dirt block. Oh my gosh. I just realized I was like, sort of, it was only good against zombies. But we did get a pearl. We might need that eventually. How did he get in here though? He just blinked in. It's crazy. He did not need to be in here. It's cool though, we got a pearl. We're gonna need a lot of those. Pods are... So he must have blinked up here. Okay. I get it. Man, that's terrifying. Gotta put a gate out there or something. Let's eat some food, huh? Oh. The no meat challenge. Good thing I got a farm, a little bread farm. Couldn't possibly lose 2 hearts right now. Just get my bread. Nothing to see. Okay, I'm tired of knocking that thing out. Okay. Let's build a hoe too. We could do like a... I almost wanted to do diamond hoe for a second. But I'm not that kind of gardener. I think I just build an iron hoe. We definitely gotta open this up a little bit more. The chickens have diminished. I haven't seen any of the chickens. Farm's looking a little grim. Yeah, I've got like 13 pieces. It's huge. Man, if you could make like sauce, that'd be crazy, right? Like something to dip the bread in. Like super bread. Spiced bread with hummus. Leek hummus. Okay. We can fix this. Let's make that hoe. This. The iron. We need the iron. Ooh, 9 ready to go. It's like that. Super hoe. Okay. Maybe I plant this somewhere else. Like, yeah, this is kind of a good spot. Let's get to hoeing. It's a torch. I think that's good enough for bread. I might even, oh yeah, because the water is 5 blocks, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If anything, I could open it up right here. Yeah, I think 1 more row should do it. Even like this whole corner. I don't know about this. Nah, let's keep that. I'll probably change this. I'll probably open this up in the future. But yeah, that's cool for now. I swear I had a bunch of seeds. I just tossed them. Oh my god, I heard a witch. Is she on top of my house? She's like next to my house. She's at the front door, isn't she? I heard a witch. I guess she could be like under the house. Technically. But I know they do some decent damage. Oh, this little guy's so cute. Stufa. I wonder if she can get in. Maybe it was a Pokemon. Sounded like a witch. Okay. Enough about the witch. Let's okay, we got the bread, so we're good. Good to go back and finish that little treehouse. I think we're gonna get all the dirt going. I need to get some water too. Okay, waters. I think I have more buckets too. I could have brought more buckets with more water. Cause it's gonna be hard to get water to this treehouse. Oh, that's the other thing too, is the sooner we can fly, it's gonna make everything a lot easier. So gotta level Chirp up. Next episode we'll get him to like 20 something. Oh, the level cap's 20 right now too. Actual egg. 3 of them. Bet we get 1 chicken. Nice. Little guy. We'll get you something. We'll get you something to eat. That should be good. You'll find his family out here somewhere. Right, look, there's a chicken over here. Let's feed this chicken. Oh, yeah, let's get these guys happy together. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. I got food. There you go. Happy chicken. Come here, come here. Come on. Happy chicken. Ah. Double happy chicken. Baby. Give him a little bite. Good stuff. Oh, maybe another bite. It's looking kind of barren out here. I swear there's food around here. There you go, bud. And the chicken farm is growing. Yeah, I think we're just gonna get the dirt on our 4 different pillars, because in order to grow a Pokeball tree, it needs to have like 5 blocks in each direction of dirt. So it's a lot of dirt. So if we want to do it at the top of this spot, we're gonna have to make the top kind of like really open. I think I got everything I need. Man, these stairs are looking kind of wild. They're definitely coming in. They're coming in strong. Something peaceful about a garden way up in the sky. I wonder how many more we're gonna need. I think another set of 3 will do it. Let's actually finish this little watering hole area. On the next chapter, dedication of the priests. So God really established a strong foundation at this point in the relationship with his people. It seems like every evolution of our relationship with God only is built to establish a deeper connection. It's beautiful because a lot of times I try to figure it out and like understand it from an analytical sense or like a physical sense, but the more you try to do that, the more you realize that like everything he does is so much greater than what we can perceive. Like what he's offering us is like so incomprehensible. Like if he just told us straight out, we wouldn't accept it. I don't think we would feel worthy, or we would deny our oh my gosh, you scared me, buddy. Big Onyx 39. But yeah, yeah. So a lot of the times when we question like how things are gonna happen, that's because if we were told the answer, like if we knew how everything was gonna happen, like we wouldn't even try. We wouldn't do anything at all. In fact, we'd probably get depressed that it we don't have any part of it. Like humans are so interested in being involved. Oh, wow. Another set, another set. Like people are so interested in being involved that God can't tell us the whole picture. He can't tell us the whole story because we'll actually just get in the way. So that's why he has to like breadcrumb us with like literal love, so that way we can slowly move in the right direction. Because if you give a mouse a cake and the whole cake, then you're gonna create an infestation. The rat is not gonna be able to eat all of that cake without getting, getting taken advantage of by nature itself. Like nature is just designed in a way to take advantage of the resources that are available to it. And that's why it's so important to direct the resources accordingly. That's why God is trying to teach us his mastercraft, being able to do that. Because that's like all he does. Like I mean, nobody's better at that than him. So we're all just really learning how to delegate resources fairly. And more people are concerned, from what I've seen nowadays, with getting more resources than they need to feel so that they can feel safe, rather than utilizing the resources to develop equality. I mean, it's sad to say, but it really feels that way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay, so that's gonna go all the way out. I think three more blocks. I think I'm gonna just build the because I think that what I'm trying to build, it's interesting. I don't think it needs water. Yeah, I don't actually need water over here. Okay, but wait, let's see. I think it's like this though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of tricky. Gotta get 5 by 5, but you don't want it to look like it doesn't fit. I know it's wood too, so it kind of, maybe I should have extended it out a little bit more. It's kind of like a little tree. Let's see. Okay, so we actually went too far, I think, on that side. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. Oh, no, no, no. It does need one more because the middle block doesn't count. I think it's like that. Okay, so if I have a tree, if I have a seed, I want this in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I think this will work. Oof. I think it's gotta go which way? This way? Wow, that is off, huh? I think this is interesting because I don't want it to be like square square, right? I think I want it to be like a little bit to the right, and then this will be like a little bit to the left. So this kind of feels right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So it's actually got an extra space on that side. But it's ready for the dirt. And what's nice is these guys don't actually need water. I think I'm gonna need more dirt, to be honest. What's my dirt looking like? 2 stacks? Actually, I think we'll be good. It's a lot of dirt. But also, if I need water, maybe I should make this open, right? Because oh no, it's full. So that's permanent. That's cool. Permanent water source now. It's kind of like God. It's true though. It's like a permanent water source. Alright. I think we got the sea downstairs, so let's build this one. I think like this. 'Cause I want it the same level. They are here. This is gonna be an interesting stair setup. If I think about this, I can just do like this, something like that. Okay. Big branch. 1, 2, 3. Let's go 5 out. Should be good. 5 out this way. Uh-oh, the banshees are coming. 2, 3. We'll do 10. Oh man, if I let go of this one button, it's over. Ooh. Most dangerous part of Minecraft. Elevation building. Hands always get sweaty. I feel like my thumb's like sliding around on this one key. It's trying to save my life. Alright, actually it's getting kinda lit. I don't want to get bansheed off. But I really like the way it's coming along. Really digging this, it's definitely the best Let's Play. Oof. Let's get everybody out for this. Oops. Fox. Alright. Chapter 29 is going to be the last chapter for today. Dedication of the priests. This is a ceremony for the dedication of Aaron and his sons as priests. Take a young bull and 2 rams with no physical defects. Then, using fine wheat flour with no yeast, make loaves of bread, thin cakes mixed with olive oil, and wafers with oil poured on them. Place these kinds of breads in a basket and present them at the entrance of the tabernacle, along with the young bull and 2 rams. Present Aaron and his sons at the entrance of the tabernacle, and wash them with water. Then put Aaron's tunic on him, along with the embroidered robe of the ephod itself, a chest piece, and the sash, and place on his head the turban with the golden medallion. Then take the anointing oil and pour it over his head. Next present his sons, and dress them in their tunics, their woven sashes, and their headdresses. They will be the priests forever. In this way you will ordain Aaron and his sons. Then bring the young bull to the entrance of the tabernacle, and Aaron and his sons will lay their hands on his head. Will then slaughter it in the Lord's presence at the entrance, smear the blood on the horns, and pour the rest at the base. Take the fat that covers the organs, also along a tube of the liver and the 2 kidneys with their fat, and burn them at the altar. And then take the carcasses, including the skin of and the poop, outside of the camp, and burn it as a sin offering. Next, Aaron and his sons must lay their hands on the head of one of the rams as it is slaughtered. Its blood will be collected and sprinkled on the sides of the altar. Cut up the ram and wash off the organs and the legs. Set them alongside the head and other pieces of the body, and then burn them at the altar. This is the burnt offering to the Lord, which is very pleasing to him. Now take the other ram, and have Aaron and his sons lay their hands on their head, as it is slaughtered. Collect the blood and place it at the tip of the right earlobes of Aaron and his sons. Also put it on the right thumbs and the big toes of their right feet. Sprinkle the rest of the blood on the sides of the altar, and then take some of the blood of the altar and mix it with some of the anointing oil. Sprinkle it on Aaron and his sons and their clothes. In this way they and their clothes will be set apart as holy to the Lord. Since this is the ram for the ordination of Aaron and his sons, take the fat of the ram, including its tail, and the fat that covers the organs. Also take the long lobe of the liver and the 2 kidneys with their fat, and the right thigh, and then take 1 loaf of bread, 1 cake mixed with olive oil, and 1 wafer from the basket of yeastless bread that was placed before the Lord. Put all of these in the hands of Aaron and his sons to be lifted up as a special gift to the Lord. Afterward, take the bread from their hands and burn it on the altar as a burnt offering. That will be pleasing to the Lord. And then take the breast of Aaron's ram and lift it to the Lord's presence as a special gift. Afterward, keep it for yourself. Set aside as holy the parts of the ordination ram that belong to Aaron and his sons. These include the breasts and thighs that were lifted up before the Lord and the ceremony. In the future, whenever people of Israel offer peace or thanksgiving to the Lord, these parts will be the regular share of Aaron and his descendants. Aaron's sacred garments must be preserved for his descendants who will succeed him, so that they can be anointed and ordained in them. Whoever is in the next high priest after Aaron will wear these clothes for 7 days before beginning the ministry in the tabernacle and the holy place. Take the ram used in the ordination ceremony and boil its meat in a sacred place. Aaron and his sons are to eat this meat, along with the bread in the basket. At the tabernacle's entrance, they alone may eat the meat and the bread used for their atonement in their ordination ceremony. The ordinary people may not eat them, for these are set apart as holy. If any ordination meat or bread remains until the morning, it must be burned. It may not be eaten, for it is holy. This is how you will ordain Aaron and his sons to their offices. The ordination ceremony will go on for 7 days. Each day must be a sacrifice of young bull as an offering for atonement of sin. Afterward, make an offering to cleanse the altar. Purify the altar by making atonement for it. Make it holy by anointing it with oil. Make atonement for the altar every day for 7 days. After that, the altar will be exceedingly holy, and whatever touches it will become holy. This is what you are to offer on the altar. Offer two 1-year-old lambs each day, one in the morning and the other in the afternoon or the evening. With one of them, offer 2 quarts of fine flour mixed with 1 quart of olive oil. Also, offer 1 quart of wine as a drink offering. Offer the other lamb in the evening, along with the same offerings of flour and wine as in the morning. It will be a fragrant offering to the Lord, an offering made by fire. This is to be a daily burnt offering given from generation to generation. Offer it in the Lord's presence at the tabernacle's entrance, where I will meet you and speak with you. I will meet the people of Israel there, and the tabernacle will be sanctified by my glorious presence. Yes, I will make the tabernacle and the altar most holy, and I will set apart Aaron and his sons as holy, that they may be priests. I will live among the people of Israel and be their God, and they will know that I am the Lord their God. I am the one who brought them out of Egypt, so I could live among them. I am the Lord their God. It's beautiful. And that leaves us at chapter 30. Exodus. Wow. It really sounds like he was like on them, like night and day. He's like, you guys really don't have to worry about what you guys need to do, like sure, there's a handful of tasks that need to be done, but he's given you guys days to do them, weeks even. And before he even established them, he had already established all the resources. Because I remember he collected all of the gold and the silver and the precious jewels and gems from the Egyptians before they even left out there. So that's the reason they had everything they needed for the tabernacle and for the. So he was already planning. Like before, I'm thinking like, why does he need all of these gems and jewels? Like he's not really a god of vanities or whatever, but he repurposed them for what they were intended for before they were even acquired by the Egyptians. So his plan has always been in motion, but it's our obedience that gives it life, right? Like his plans don't have any life without the people that they are intended for. So yeah, and I think we'll end in prayer on that note. Father, thank you for being with us all during this time and looking after us with your mercy, your grace, and your love, showing us the importance of your word and your presence in our daily lives, no matter where we are, what we're doing, that you may be with us, helping to guide us, shelter us, nurture us, and bring us closer, ultimately, to your will. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to finish Exodus next time. And yeah, I don't know what we're going to be working on. I think the top. Yeah, we're going to be working at the garden at the top so we can make a bunch of ultra balls and whatever other foods. We'll have the bread garden up there too. So hopefully I can make it more stable. We'll see. But thanks for watching, guys. Have a great rest of your day or whatever you're doing. Make sure it's good and make sure God's there too. Peace.